Hi, this is your host. If you ever wanted to see a real live mammoth, you're out of luck because they went extinct around 4,000 years ago. But these ancient giants once roamed the earth and went extinct only relatively recently in the grand scheme of things. So some people might have seen one if they were around at the right time and place. But when exactly did they go extinct, and why don't we have any living relatives? Let's find out. Woolly mammoths were the most well-known and long-lived species of mammoth. They lived in Eurasia during the Pleistocene until around 4,000 years ago when the last of them died out. There's evidence that they may have survived on some remote islands until much more recently, but we can't say for sure how late it might have been. Woolly mammoths were huge. They weighed about 8 tons and stood 3 meters tall at the shoulder. Their fur and fat kept them warm in cold climates where they mostly lived. They used their tusks to move snow and could reach the roots of plants underneath. Even though they were so big, woolly mammoths were surprisingly good swimmers and could easily cross rivers and even swim underwater for up to 15 minutes. Woolly mammoths had big brains and good memories. Scientists think this is why they were able to adapt and survive in so many different environments. And they were social animals who spent lots of time with their family groups. But like all species, mammoths evolved over millions of years from smaller ancestors. To understand where they came from, let's take a journey back in time. Mammoths first appeared around 5 million years ago in Africa. These early ancestors were about the size of modern elephants and looked similar too. They had shorter tusks than today's mammoths, and they didn't have any hair. After they evolved from their ancestors, they spread into Asia and Europe. This was during the Pliocene epoch, but it was still too warm for woolly mammoths. During the Pleistocene, the climate cooled, and they developed more fur and became the woolly mammoths we know today. As the ice sheet spread across northern Europe, woolly mammoths followed them north. In Siberia, scientists found bones from woolly mammoths who lived between 40,000 and 20,000 years ago. At this point, they were perfectly adapted to the cold and seemed to be doing well. But the climate started to warm again and the ice sheets melted. The woolly mammoths on the mainland died out around 14,000 years ago. But some woolly mammoths survived on Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean. Scientists think that maybe this group of mammoths was smaller than others and needed less food, so they were able to survive longer. But by 4,000 years ago, they were all dead. There are a few theories as to why they went extinct. Maybe it was the changing climate once again, or maybe humans hunted them. Some scientists think that both humans and mammoths arrived in North America at around the same time, and humans may have hunted mammoths to extinction there. But the mammoths that died out in Siberia seem to have died out before humans got there. So it probably wasn't humans. Humans certainly hunted mammoths, and there are cave paintings showing this, but I don't think that was the reason they went extinct. I think that the climate change at the end of the Pleistocene, which we call the Holocene, was the main reason. So why don't we have any living relatives? One reason is that they've been dead for a long time. Evolution takes a lot of time, and new species don't evolve quickly. Another reason is that evolution is random, and we just happen to be alive at a time when mammoths were becoming less extinct. Some scientists are trying to bring back mammoths by using genetic engineering to edit elephant DNA and implanting this into elephant surrogates. But this is unlikely to work because mammoths were a completely separate species from elephants. Elephants are their closest living relatives, but they're not the same thing. In conclusion, mammoths were once widespread and numerous, but today they're gone. We can learn a lot from studying fossils, and hopefully this will help us save the remaining species of elephant. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment below. See you next time.